Hello and welcome to this week's last episode of Common Chaos Live with me, Christian Rauchenwald. I hope you all had a great week so far. And yeah, as always, before we jump into Common Chaos Live and I hopefully share some updates with you and answer all your questions, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Yeah, that said, I'm completely unprepared for today, so let's see where this goes. Please, everyone, again, welcome Cherry, our community and social media manager. And hi, Extravis6, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, yeah. Hi, Slayton, hi, Jacob, hi, Ashk. Great to have you all here. Let's start with, obviously, I'm gonna share my screen here as usual. So first question I was expecting, thoughts on Pi dropping and should we be worried or buying the dip and what's causing it? First of all, please make your own decisions. This is not a dip, this is a healthy correction. Yeah, like we've been basically from the 60-cent mark rallying more than 100% to 150 and then another 100% to touching the $3 mark. So this is just a healthy correction. Looking at this personally, I think there is the possibility that this is the entire correction. So we turn around here, which is around the 50% retracement. And there's the possibility that we get another push down to the 61.8% retracement, which would be around 150. As you can see, this area has been strong, yeah, like support or resistance originally. So yeah, like it's simply part of the game. Obviously, you have to decide for yourself what you do. I already shared what I will do. So in the past, I obviously don't plan on selling anything for pennies on the dollar. If it's not life-changing money, I'm not cashing out. So, again, when it comes to things like this, if something moves up more than 100%, then it also has to move down a little bit, because obviously there will be people that take profit along the way. There will be people that just whatever, when they entered at 150, they said, okay, if it touches 3, I'm gonna cash out, and that then panic when it starts to correct a little. So it's perfectly normal. Yeah, nobody can tell you for certain, will it go up again from here, or will it go down to 150 and then go up, or will it come crashing down? Nobody can answer that. Yeah, that all depends on a million different things. But personally, and again, that is just my opinion, I would not. So first of all, for me, I would not sell unless it's life-changing money, because we're not rich or anything, but we can pay our bills without selling Pi. We can pay everything we need without selling Pi. And so why should I sell for a couple $1,000 or so? Not to mention that all of our Pi actually are locked, yeah. But since even the ones that I bought, I withdrew and locked for 2 weeks. So why should I cash out for something that makes no difference in my life? Yeah. And second of all, why would I cash out when yesterday the poll on Binance Square completed with, I don't know, 86% voting for yes, please list Pi. And basically with that, in the next days, maybe weeks, Binance should probably make an announcement. And which means if the announcement is yes, it should obviously have a positive impact on the price. And I don't see any reason why the announcement would be no, we're not listing it, because the factors that are relevant for a potential listing are how stable is the token, how serious is the token, what's the trading volume. And Pi has insane trading volume, even though it's just recently listed. The price has developed incredibly well. So if we zoom out again, yeah, so that's a incredibly well price development from the launch, yeah. And there is like not a single reason for Binance not to list it. So it would make 0 sense selling before there is a Binance announcement, because again, that announcement, especially then the listing, should actually drive the price up further. But that's just my opinion, yeah. But I mean, please do what you feel is right. If you think like, oh my God, it retraced from $3 to 220, I want to get out, then sell. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. Yeah, like do with your pie what you want. I already shared in previous streams under what I consider, in quotes, personally consider dumb decisions. So selling pie to buy luxury goods, in my opinion, dumb decision, yeah. But again, it's your pie, you do with what you want, and then at the end of the day, in a week, a year, 5 years from now, we will see what was the right thing to do. Yeah, so I'm not saying that I believe that, but it is theoretically possible that there was just some initial hype, and from here on out, the project just goes down the drain. Nobody can know that for sure. I believe it's promising and has a bright future ahead, but doesn't mean that I'm right. And so again, it could turn out that people that sold that at the $2.99 mark or $2.97 mark are the real geniuses, and everybody else, me included, is an idiot. Yeah, it could be that everybody that sold here is an idiot, and in a month we are at, I don't know, $5, $10. I really have no idea. Yeah. So, but please make your own decisions. So I guess that covers that in every possible way. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna switch here for a second. Yeah. So I obviously aim to provide you guys with all the answers. But I also understand that it's not just frustrating and annoying for me, but also frustrating for all of you that join every stream if we every day discuss the same questions. Yeah. So while today I will still address or try to address everything, moving forward, we're going to try to find a different approach. Maybe I publish more shorts that cover specific questions, and if they pop up in the chat again, we just share the link or so. Or I don't know yet what the perfect solution is, but we're gonna work on a solution that not every stream we go through the same questions, because it's exhausting for me because we don't get along covering new ground, and it's annoying for people that watch every stream, or at least frequently, because they just hear the same thing over and over again, which then also provides no value to them. Yeah. Anyway, I'm moving on. So I'm circling back here. Yes, obviously you can lock it again. So switching here. So if you are in your Pi browser, then you can just go to, once it's loading, you can just go to wallet and then unlock your wallet. And then when you have your wallet unlocked, you can go to lockups, and then in the top right, you go to create lockup, and then you select your Pi and how you want to lock them up. That's also what I did with the 246 Pi that I withdrew from BitGet. So I just locked them up for 2 weeks, and I will keep going with the 2-week lockup, or maybe I will make a decision to, I don't know, lock up half of the Pi for a year, 2 or 3, and the rest I keep in a 2-week interval or so that I get at least some mining boost, but also maintain some or most of the flexibility that I would like to have. Yeah. So, but on-chain lockup is the answer to that. I'm gonna just, hi Rai. Pi total supply is 10 times more than the world population. How can it gain demand? Yeah. I'm gonna just, so there, So there are $2.3 trillion in circulation, for example, and that's just one single currency, Euro in circulation. Not sure if you find an answer. Okay, there, blah, blah, blah. So there are 1.5 trillion euros in circulation, and that is just banknotes. That's not the digital money, Or actually, let's USD money supply. That's what we need, So the M2 money supply is, what's that billion? 21 trillion, There are 21.56 trillion, Euro money supply, do we get an answer? 50.57 trillion, So that's a lot more than the 100 billion Pi that will eventually be, maximum supply just means that at some point there will be that many, It doesn't mean that right now there will be that many. By that time, there will also be, the population has grown, more users should be on the network, more businesses or more apps that use Pi should be there, Unlike other projects that might have one use case. So like, for example, if we think about HNT, so Helium, where if you wanna use Helium, the Helium network, so if you're building smart devices and you want to use the Helium network instead of, for example, building a 4G module into each of your devices, then for the data transfer, you have to pay in data credits for which you have to buy HNT that you have to burn, Which means there's one single use case. If there is no adoption, I mean, there's actually two, because there's also the Helium 4G network in the US, but technically there's one single use case, and that is like, do companies plan on and adapt on the Helium network and therefore then buy Helium and burn it, If that happens, then Helium gets burned and used, which increases the value. If it doesn't happen, then there are no rewards, If we think about storage or Storj, which is for basically, you can build a Storj node if you have space available on your hard drives and your machine is running 24/7, and then you can earn Storj for companies or people basically storing data on your drives in encrypted form and whatnot, But the point is, it's one single use case. If people are not willing or businesses are not willing to actually adapt to Storj over using Amazon Web Services or other cloud storage providers, then nobody buys Storj and you don't earn Storj, or whichever Storj you earn when you sell them, they don't really get you anything because there's no demand. Whereas in comparison to that, Pi, instead of having a single use case, which would be, if we switch here, 1 second, and we circle back to Fireside, for example. So the Pi Fireside community is one single use case. If that Fireside community succeeds or fails is a different question, but that's a single use case where people, if they want to upvote posts or if they want to post themselves, can exchange Pi to get tokens to then do the upvoting or posting, So if that community gains traction, then people will spend Pi there. So it gives a use case. If that community would get super popular, like, I don't know, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, something of that scale, then obviously there would be a lot of people that either watch ads, which you can only do like 5 times per day, or that spend the tokens that they earn to promote their posts. If I would have a business that would have a product for a Pi audience, I would consider buying, I don't know, like $200 worth of Pi. So let's say buying 100 Pi and then getting 10,000 tokens with that, and then just making a post that promotes my product and pushing it to the front. So with 10,000 tokens, I would actually be number one here, which means everybody in the Fireside community, and if I'm not mistaken, also in the Pi app, would see my post promoting my business. For $200, I could this way show my product to 10 million users, 20 million users. And if I do it, another business will discover, hey, that's actually much cheaper than what I would have to pay on Google or on Facebook. So then that business, instead of spending $200, basically buys 1 credit more, so spends 200 and whatever. And, until we reach a level where it would be balanced with how much I would have to spend on another platform to advertise my business. And as a result, that would basically cause demand or be some demand. But Pi, as said, is not limited to one single use case. But Pi built an entire ecosystem, or not Pi, but Pi built the foundation for what can be an entire ecosystem. Not sure if we have a post about it somewhere. But basically there are already around 100 or exactly 100 apps that are in the process of being approved, which are, and most of them might be crappy apps because they're developed by individual developers and not by professional teams. So it might be well developed, but not looking well because the developer is good at coding, but not at graphic design and so on. Yeah. But now with Pi having a value, as I mentioned yesterday, it will also attract more developers. So not only for Pi to maintain a value of a couple of dollars, so we're not talking about hundreds or couple hundreds, which we also talked about, like what insane market cap that would mean, so how unrealistic certain values are. But for Pi to have a decent value, creating the demand just depends on having the right apps in the Pi ecosystem that create the demand. And unlike other projects where, again, there's only one use case, Pi can have an infinite number of use cases because, yeah, theoretically, yeah, every single developer out there could go and say, I'm going to create a budgeting app that works in the Pi ecosystem. And in order for people to not have ads in the app, they have to pay whatever, 1 Pi one-time payment, or 5 Pi one-time payment, or 1 Pi per month, or whatever. Yeah, I could create or a developer could create a dating app. They could create like any kind of app you can imagine with like certain minor limitations could be created. And the more apps, especially the more good apps there are, or great apps there are, the more demand it will create. Yeah, and you shouldn't get distracted by the 100 billion total supply, because again, right now we have 6 point something billion circulating, if I'm not mistaken, and the mining rates are obviously adjusted regularly, so there are going to be less and less Pi that get into circulation, and I honestly have no idea how many years it's going to take for the next 5 billion to get into circulation even. Yeah. Anyway, I think that answers that in detail. So yeah, I'm going to try to answer the rest a little bit. So KYC is still pending. Unfortunately, okay, we already shared the link. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not just that they will be locked. Obviously, a big portion of coins is also in wallets where people forgot the passphrase. Some people might have completed KYC and then later forgot about Pi Network because it took too long to reach the open mainnet. Yeah, and they might now somehow also completely have forgotten about the project, forgot their credentials, not have the phone number anymore to restore access and whatnot. Yeah, so yeah, Ethereum is theoretically limitless. Yeah, but because of smart contracts and so on, it just grew along the way. Yeah. Joe shares, you mean Pionix. Yeah, Pionix. Yeah, so okay. Hello from Croatia. What is a realistic Pi price in your opinion? I don't have price expectations, so, and I will not share anything. So whatever I think about Pi's potential value, I will keep to me, because it's I don't want to share the wrong expectations. Yeah, so I feel like it has a lot of potential, but to put a number to it would be a pure guessing game, because it really comes down to the ecosystem and to the community. Yeah? If everybody is just focused on selling whatever they can without inviting more users to grow the potential effect the project can have, and telling developers about the possibilities, hey, if you build an app in the Pi ecosystem, you can earn Pi token, or generate Pi tokens and look at the value, imagine how rich you could be. So to actually get developers to develop apps, it's great if we see here and there posts about, okay, a real estate company in Florida is now accepting Pi, or some other store is accepting Pi, but that doesn't really help that much, in quotes, because if I sell you a house and you pay with Pi, I still maybe have a loan that I have to pay off, which means I then have to go to BitGet and sell those Pi. So it's not creating buying pressure. You're not going out of your way to buy Pi so you can pay me if I also accept US dollars. So there have to be a lot of different use cases, and the price will depend on the ecosystem in the long run. And so I'm not sharing whatever speculations I have. I don't have a fixed one, to be honest. But whatever I think, I'm not sharing, because you will have to make up your own mind. How much is Pi worth to you? Look at what your mining rate now is. How many Pi do you earn in a day, in a week, in a month? Yeah, and what's that time worth to you. Yes, I know you just spent 60 seconds pressing the button, but still, and yeah, it really will come down to the community. If I would say pies were $5 and then thousands of people suddenly settle on that, it's the same thing that happened with all those delusional people that ran around and say global consensus value 314,000. Yeah, imagine how many. We had an incredible good launch. You can literally see the entire launch insane. Yeah, so I mean, initial sell-off, almost no sell-off technically, and then just up. Now a healthy correction. From here, we'll see if we get a little bit more of a dip. Yeah, but even if so, not the end of the world. Or if we now basically slowly work our way upwards again. Incredible launch, but imagine how disappointed everyone is that got brainwashed into thinking one pie is worth $314,000. Like, so don't get fixated on what other people tell you what it's worth. Like, just, I don't know, like decide for yourself for which price, how much do you think your time and effort is worth, yeah? Especially if you put more effort into it, like you're already doing more than other people because you're actively watching, for example, this stream to learn more new information, get updates. Many people just open the app, press a button and close it, and then later complain because they didn't know that they have to pass KYC. They didn't know that they could submit that form and so on. Yeah. So you're already investing more time than other people. So you should also probably value Pi more than many other people. But yeah. Why you got 4 million pies? Well, I have 32 or 33,000 referrals. Yeah. So, and I invested hundreds of hours of my time, recorded 40 videos, no, actually more than 40 videos, countless shorts, blog posts, emails, and so on. I've probably answered way more than 1,000 different questions over the years to help people along the way. And yeah, that's why I theoretically have an unverified balance of 4.4 million, yeah, or 4.3, sorry. And yeah, tentative approval, okay. Will a burn option be good for the Pi network? I mean, technically it's good for every ecosystem, but burn only, I don't know. I feel like burning coins always is a temporary solution. You know, it reduces the supply, and especially for a coin that has a fixed supply, it's kind of like, I don't know why do it. Yeah. Like, yes, it reduces the supply, but on the other hand, if you focus on creating utility for the coin, then you have a much better effect, because a burn, even if they would announce they burn 10 billion coins, I mean, not right now, but technically it would be the same as just saying, okay, we decided the maximum supply will only be 50 billion. That would have a positive effect, yeah, but it would be a one-time effect that then wanes, whereas utility actually gets you further, yeah. Thank you for the super chat that was sent. Can I directly jump to that one? Oh yeah, just want to say thanks for the years of valuable information you put in. Oh my God, that's so nice of you. Really appreciate it. No need to, I mean, I appreciate every, you know, send me a Lamborghini if you want to. I will not say no, but you don't have to. Yeah. So, we are perfectly fine with making a couple dollars from YouTube. Yeah, so you guys here and there see an ad on the channel. We make a couple dollars. It's really not that much nowadays, unfortunately, but still. So no need to donate or so. But I appreciate it very much. It's really, really, really meant well. Yeah, or not meant well, but we appreciate it. But just so you know, you don't have to. As long as we have like a small community where I can kind of manage everything and answer everything. There will be no like gatekeeping or stuff like that. I'm sure that if the channel were to grow further or so, and we would have thousands of viewers or something like that, I anyway would have to do something like subscribers only chat or some stuff like that, which when we already have subscribers only. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, it will take decades to mine 100 billion. Yeah, probably. You said yesterday that mandatory would make government acceptance more likely, but you can still buy and sell Pi without KYC. No, you cannot. Yeah, so that's the whole point. You can buy on an exchange that doesn't require KYC. Yeah, but if you want to have a wallet in your Pi, so if you open the Pi browser and you create a Pi wallet, and then you create a new Pi wallet, and then you try to send coins to it from another wallet that already got a migration, you will see that it tells you that the address is invalid or something like that. That is because each address has to be verified or activated, and that only happens when you receive coins in a migration. So while you could on MEXC buy coins and sell them and trade it, yeah, but that's an issue of the exchange. You cannot have a Pi wallet without having KYC completed. Yeah, I mean, that still leaves the loophole of, in quotes, naive people or maybe dumb people that basically where a criminal would come and I would say, if I were a criminal, I would say, hey, I see you don't use your Pi account. I give you $1,000 if you give me your username and password and passphrase, or actually before creating a passphrase, yeah. And so then you pass KYC, and then I use your Pi account for criminal stuff. And then when the police then basically with a warrant knocks on the Pi network doors and say, who is this user? Then they suddenly come to you because they think you were selling drugs or something like that, yeah. But overall, so without KYC right now, or actually without receiving a migration into your wallet, which you can only get if you use the Pi Network app and pass KYC, you cannot really use the wallet. Yeah. So the same applies for exchanges. That's why they had to complete KYB. So they got their own wallets that actually work on the blockchain. Yeah. So, yep. Exactly. So it's going to be a huge surprise to see how much of our balance we get. Yeah. Got 100 Pi, is that good? Well, you have 100 more than 8 billion people on that planet, yeah, and you probably have something less than a couple thousand people on the planet, so I would consider that good. I don't know. There was an article about it once, but I forgot it, to be honest. Yeah, you can look it up somewhere in the white paper. It is explained how the calculation works and the frequency, but I honestly forgot that part. Yeah. A real pioneer, yeah, like thank you, I think so too, yeah. Why were the IOUs overvaluing Pi so much? The market cap would have been insane if that would have translated to real Pi. Well, first of all, because of there were only 70 million IOUs in circulation. Second of all, probably because of the delusional people running around screaming Pi is worth $314,000. And third of all, probably because of the exchanges that listed those IOUs, because, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I mean, the IOUs should still be there or not, so I should still be able to see them here, IOU. Yep, so, and then we zoom out. It looks like the listing price of the IOUs was $100, yeah, so it looks like that's what the exchanges sold them for initially, because, I mean, they just invented them out of thin air, and then whoever started buying them had to buy them from the exchange. And then it was trading like this. So simply based on the starting price, the number of coins in circulation, 68 million Pi IOUs were in circulation, yeah. And wishful thinking, yeah. So OKX, if I recall it correctly, closed out all IOUs then at $61. So somewhere here, they basically said we're closing them out. We're crediting you $61. If they sold them originally for $100 per IOU, yeah, they made a $40 profit on each one of them times, I don't know how many of those 68 million were on, oh no, HTX, not OKX, HTX was that, yeah. They closed them out at $61. So if they originally sold them, as said, at $100, they made almost $40 profit on each one they sold. And I don't know how many million they sold, but yeah, you get the idea. So it's, yeah, that's why it was trading that high, yeah. Thank you very much, Nebojsa Dukanovic, yeah. At least the last name I think I didn't butcher, yeah. Yeah, you just have to be patient, you know, like I know that it's frustrating if you see other people already trading or sharing that they made a profit or something. It's even more frustrating if you see it go to $3 and you're already getting excited when you finally have your coins and whatnot, and then you see, oh my God, it's crashing, yeah, when it's just correcting a little bit after a strong rally up. Yeah, so with tentative approval, you know what you can try. I don't think I covered it in the video that Irina shared, but you can try to update your email and your password in your profile, and maybe that resolves the tentative approval. And if not, all you can do is wait. Yeah, I know it sucks, but you also have to keep in mind that the team has been speeding up everything, yeah, over the last couple of months. I mean, we can see it when we look at the migrations if they are loading. Yeah, so on Explore Pi info. Yeah, so migrations. Hello there. Okay, maybe they load. In the meantime, let's circle. What's your take? B network, star network. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's loaded. So you can see that the migration frequency increased, which means Pi Network is resolving some problems or some challenges along the way. We can see, however, that the last update is from the 22nd at 8:40, which is actually interesting. So because I wanted to check, yeah. So you can see that migrations are still happening every day. So people getting their coins migrated. And I feel like the KYC stuff is also is also part of it, because people have to pass KYC. I feel like the tentative stuff, yes, it might still take a couple months for everyone to get sorted out, but yeah, it's just about being patient. At the end of the day, whoever got migrated earlier, like me, already a couple of years ago or so, it's just random luck. Yeah, like maybe it was because we were among the first to also submit KYC. Maybe it was just pure luck or so. At the end of the day, you anyway cannot change it. One lesson in life to learn is, like, if you cannot change it, just accept it. There's no need to worry about it or stress yourself about it. Yeah, and everything happens for a reason. Yeah, and so just be patient. Yeah. What about B Network, Star Network, Alpha Network? Pi has stolen all the show. Indeed, it has. Yeah. I'm pressing the button in all three of them every day. I don't have hope for all three of them, but if they go to market, they would have to do it with something that makes them better. That makes them better to, yeah, like that makes them different in some way. Otherwise, why would anybody then invest there? But I said, I'm still pressing the button. It doesn't take much time. And if they fail and give up or never develop into anything, maybe in a year or in two, I would then in B Network say, okay, that's it. I'm going to stop pressing the button or so. But for now, I'm just pressing the button. And if they earn a little bit of money from me watching an ad, you know, and they might even earn a lot of money in total. But so what was it, like? How much ad revenue for 1,000 views on mobile? I think it was around like $5 to $20, depending on out there. So typical ad revenue, full screen video ad, 50 cents to $1.50 for 1,000 views. Yeah. So of course, if you have a couple million users that watch an ad once per day, that sums up nicely. But if I consider just if I watched the ads in B Network 3 years, then they made maybe $2 from me. I really cannot be mad at that. Yeah. So, but yeah, so have YouTube rewards been reduced? Well, so I'm gonna share that the way it is. During our best month, which was February 2021, this YouTube channel generated $8,600 or $8,500 in revenue. That's obviously revenue before taxes, but it's a decent pile of money. Yeah. In January this month, this YouTube channel generated $160 in revenue. Yeah, so you see the difference. Yeah, although February now is better with the Pi launch and people are more interested. The live stream during the launch had directly 130,000 views, and for those 130,000 views, we earned around, I think it was $225. Yeah, so it's really, yeah. Technically, by having a community and social media manager, or yeah, however we call it, so with Cherry here, that should help us take care and delegate some work, we actually are paying on top of it. Yeah, so yeah, at least for now. Maybe in the future it changes again, but it's just the way it is. Yeah. Anyway, imagine having 8 million euros and you cannot get them. I wouldn't want to get them, to be honest. Yeah, if I would have my entire balance available now, and the price stays stable like this, I would have no reason to selling. I would set myself an alert if it breaks. I don't know. So like my calculation is that at the end of the day, if I have 2.2 million euros in a bank account, so after taxes already, the interest alone is more than what we earn right now. So we can pay our rent, we can pay food, we can pay insurance, we can afford going on a vacation once per year. So I would then calculate at what price would I need to cash out, so at the bottom, to still get 2.2 million after taxes, and then I would just have an alert slightly above that. So if it crashes to that, I would then consider cashing out, so just to make sure I'm fine. But other than that, I would just hold it, because as long as there's potential for it to become more, and especially if it's reasonably far above the value where I would cash out. So let's do the math real quick. Yeah. So If I want $2.2 million and I have to pay 25% taxes, so that would be 75 times 100. So I would need to cash out 3 million. And if I theoretically would get all 4.3 million pi, 4.3 million. No, I did something wrong here. Times 4.3. Yeah, so I shouldn't have a comma. Yeah, divided by 4.3 million. So like this. So if I would get all of it, I would need to cash it out at 68 cents in order to, at the end, after taxes, have $2.2 million left. Yeah, which means if I would have all of it written right now, I would have no reason to even think about cashing out. I could just set myself an alert at 120, at $1, and then if it goes to 75, start slowly selling. And with that, it would be life-changing money still for me, without hammering the price down while it's on top. Yeah, so. But that would be if I would have it, which is not the case. I will never get the full 4 million because obviously most people are not active anymore. From those that are active, who knows how many passed KYC and so on. Yeah. Do you think the new extension of KYC is a good thing? 1 second, I'm gonna. When is the second migration? We don't know that. I'm just gonna check and love to listen to your channel. Thank you very much. Yes. So, oh my God. Okay. So let's try to answer the KYC extension, the Pionex bonus, and and the Face ID question, I guess. Yeah. Those are the last 3 things we covered today, or did you see anything that's okay? So, KYC extension, do I think it's good? Yes. Am I happy with it? No, because in my opinion, the extension should be 2 to 3 months. Yeah. The problem is, I'm going to see if I find the screenshot that I took today on Discord. Again, feel free to join our Discord community. The problem is that obviously people don't like to admit when they made mistakes, and that leads them to don't judge that person. Yeah, no retaliation or so. But basically this guy is complaining that he was one of the first and now he got back because in between he obviously abandoned the app and is now complaining that it's a scam and what bullshit, that he now is losing his Pi coins because obviously he didn't complete KYC in time. Yeah. So different comments. Sorry, I have a different comment selected. Yeah. So yeah. 1 second. Yeah. So I believe right now a 2 maximum 3 month extension would have been perfect because it's listed now. More people are starting talking about it. More people will remember that they have an account. Some of them will have to figure out, oh my God, what's my phone number that I used? What's the password? Did I use Facebook? Many of them did not pass KYC. And if they haven't been active for half a year or 2, they first have to complete 30 mining sessions. And they will feel scammed or pissed, even though it's their own fault, but they still will feel like that for seeing that they cannot complete KYC before they lose everything because they need 30 mining session, but the grace period ends in 7 days or now in 14 days. Yeah. And I feel the goal of Pi Network is to get as many users as possible. And by, I don't know, like, in quotes, pissing off everyone that now tries to get back into their account because they realize they cannot complete KYC in time and they will lose that many coins. And they also look at, oh my God, that's thousands of dollars that I'm losing. And now my mining rate is only 0 point something and so on. Yeah. I don't think that's a good thing for the project because think of it this way. I have 30,000 inactive referrals or 29,000. Yeah. So if only 10% of those get pissed and are not grown-ups but are blaming Pi Network for taking away my coins, yeah, that's 2,900 people that would write negative comments, negative blog posts, leave bad reviews and so on. And now imagine that's just my account. So we're probably talking about millions of users. I mean, Pi had more than 100 million downloads. We only have 17 million KYC users. Yeah. So if there's millions of users coming back and realizing that they're now missing out on their Pi coin, although it's their own fault, yeah, how many of those will then just scream it's a scam and whatnot and try to I don't know, like talk negative about the project simply because they are not capable of admitting, okay, I made a mistake, it's my own fault, I shouldn't have abandoned the project. Yeah, that's why I believe the extension is good, but I also believe it should be 2 to 3 months. So you can, when somebody shows up in 4 months and is pissed, you can just point out, dude, you had 2 months to learn about it and another month to do your 30 mining sessions. So shut up and be quiet. Yeah? But I think it's a good thing. So although I understand the bad aspect of it, the deadline should serve as a, hey, do it now or you're going to lose your coins. But by extending it already 3, 4, 5 times or so, it lost any kind of serious pressure. Yeah, so that was the good thing thingy. Then we said, I forgot what other thing. Pionex. Yes, Pionex has a bonus where for every Pi you do something with, if you pay 1 Pi, you get 1 Pi for free. Yeah? So I guess if you buy 1 Pi, that's what you mean. Yeah. Yes, but there are also strings attached. You have to have them on the exchange for a certain period of time. You have to, if you withdraw your Pi, you also basically give up on the bonus and so on. So you have to read the condition, but the offer is real. BitGet has also a promotion where for depositing Pi, you earn candles. For trading Pi, you earn candles. And then at the end of the promotion, I don't know how long it's going, but you can look it up on the BitGet website. At the end of the promotion, you then get a share of a $50,000 airdrop or so. Yeah, so probably also in Pi. So. But yeah, and last but not least for today, how do you open with Face ID? Yeah, your wallet with Face ID. You just have to have a phone that supports it. No, not stop broadcast. I have to go to my phone, obviously. 1 second. Cancel, and then yeah. So you have to have a phone that supports it, or a phone that supports Touch ID, or on Android it's called fingerprint sensor or whatever, yeah. And then when you unlock it with your passphrase, you are asked if you want to enable that. And if you decline it, then obviously it doesn't work, but you can also enable it in the settings. You see that for me it says Face ID enabled. So if you didn't enable it before, you can go into the settings and enable it here. And then you can unlock it with your face or fingerprint or whatever. Then also, if you forget your passphrase, but you can still unlock your wallet with your fingerprint or Face ID or so, then you can go to settings and you can press show here to show your passphrase and to basically then back it up properly. Yeah. So it's quite a convenient feature, but you should make sure that you have your passphrase backed up properly either way. Yeah, because if you, now I shut down the sharing, sorry. If you break your phone and you set up a new phone, then you obviously would have to first enter the passphrase. If you set up the Touch ID with your fingerprint, but then you, for example, for some reason add a second finger to the configuration, it resets and you have to, again, first use your passphrase. So in other words, please, people, back up your passphrase securely. Yeah? Anyway, we're already again in overtime. As said, I'll try to introduce some changes to the stream in the future, or we will try to work that out to make sure that we don't share repetitive things and that every episode is full with new information. And I pressed the wrong button, wanted to go here. As always, don't forget, like, subscribe, enable notification. And yeah, I wish you all a very, very pleasant weekend ahead, and then see you all hopefully on Monday with another episode of Common Chaos Live, or during the weekend on our Discord server. So till then, guys, bye-bye.